Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alabedi Spaghetti, and we are only a few weeks away from at least the scheduled start date of the Siege Invitational 2021, which means we're only a few weeks away from the reveal of Year 6 Season 1, and that had me starting to think about the future of Siege and what I'd like to see. So that's what this video is going to be. It's going to basically be me talking about what I'd like to see in the future of Siege in Year 6 and beyond. So starting out, one of the first things I'd like to see is a new map. I think it's been 2 years since we got the last new map, which was Outback in Burnt Horizon. And to be honest, that really wasn't a map that caught on. People don't really like it. It's banned all the time. I don't even think it's in the ranked rotation right now. So yeah, we're long overdue for a map. 2 years without a new map is way too long. And the last new map wasn't even good. I understand that Siege doesn't really want to make new maps, because why make a new map which has a higher risk of failing when you could just rework an old map, and that's had a pretty good, it's never been really hit or miss. They've all pretty much been good, you know, apart from like old Hereford getting reworked. I'm not a fan of New House, but most of them have been pretty good. So some suggestions for a new map that I've seen are an oil rig. I think that would be pretty cool. Ever since Season Shifting Tides, that's been a cool idea to think about, as an oil rig map. But pretty much, I would say, as long as we're getting a new map, I would be satisfied. The second thing I would like to see in the future of Siege, and hopefully in Year 6, is a new Thatcher alternative. The last attempt they made was Callie, and I think Callie is a good operator, but I don't think she really fits a Thatcher alternative. I would have hoped for something, you know, you would replace Thatcher, you could use him pretty much the same as you would use Thatcher, and Callie has kind of just been like the Dollar Tree version of Thatcher. You go with her if Thatcher's banned and you need to get a wall. So I would like to see a new operator that kind of just fits the same role, and it would really cut down on this utility meta with all the bulletproof gadgets. It would be really helpful to have a Thatcher alternative that's a little stronger than Callie. Another thing I would like to see in this season is a Warden rework. I know there's people that genuinely enjoy playing Warden. I know I'm definitely not one of them, but I would just say he really does need a rework, regardless of how much you enjoy playing him. He's just, frankly, he's probably the worst operator in the game. So for some possible rework options, I think that you could make his glasses possibly a passive thing. It doesn't have to be an active gadget. Maybe he has like a semi-resistance to concussions, flashes, and yin candelas. Or another option is you could kind of use it like Rook's plates. You could put your glasses down, your teammates can grab them, and maybe it's weaker than what Warden has now. Because I think if you gave Warden's ability to everyone on your team, that'd be a little too strong. So maybe if you nerf the ability, but you allow your teammates to have it, I think that would also work. I've also seen an idea where Warden is kind of like an IQ on attack. You can use him to spot drones if you have your glasses, and I thought that was a pretty interesting idea, but I don't know if the developers would want to go in that direction, because that's pretty much entirely changing what Warden's used for. But I think that would be an interesting change. I think it would work for an operator. It would definitely be a buff from what Warden is now. But just in total, Warden definitely needs a change from where he's at now. He just doesn't fit. Another thing that I'd like to see, probably would happen this year in Siege, is map reworks. We get them every year. I would love to see a bank rework. Even if it's just changing the spawns up a little, because the spawn peaking on that map is pretty ridiculous. There's no safe spawn. I don't like bank because it's just all lung gunfights. The spawns are terrible. I don't know, it feels pretty defender-sided to me. I would like to see a bank rework, This isn't be like my highest priority on what I'd like to see, but I think if there was one rework I'd like to see this season, it would be on bank. Another operator rework I'd like to see would probably be on Blackbeard. Just Blackbeard does not work in a game that is built around a one-shot headshot mechanic, so that has to be changed soon. I think it would be cool if you could use Blackbeard kinda as a mirror on attack. Like maybe it's like a breakable mirror. You know, you shoot it like 10 times and it can break. But you could put it on the wall and you could use it basically just as a normal mirror. Or you could slap it on a window too and still play as a conventional Blackbeard. Except it's more like he's not just taking gunfights with 2-shot headshot immunity. I think that would be a better change from what he's at now, which is just fundamentally does not fit in Siege. The last topic that I'd like to go over in this video is probably the least important to me. I think this is like a long shot change. Is a castle buff. I think he's still a pretty good operator. He's probably low B tier, C tier. But in competitive, he's a pretty solid operator. But in ranked, lower ranks especially, he's just a really bad operator, which is like kind of a tough spot to be in, because you don't want to buff something because the casual players can't use him right, but then it makes him super strong in competitive and high ranks. But I would say something small, maybe, like you could electrify his castle barricades, or they could go lower and be a drone denial. I think that would be an interesting change. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching my terrible gameplay and listening to my probably stupid ideas. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Let's go where the water is blue. I can't stop